Good morning. Happy Friday. Hope everyone's having a great start to their Friday, a great end to the week. My favorite question to ask on Friday is what's one thing that you're proud of that you did this week? It's the end of the week. It's a good time to start reflecting. We tend to think about the negative things, we tend to be self critical. That's just like human nature. We're critical of ourselves and all that. But I want to take a moment, just one moment of your day, one moment of your week, and encourage you and nudge you in the direction of thinking about something positive. What's one thing that you did this week that you're proud of? One thing. And everybody should be able to come up with one thing. Drop it down below in the chat. I'd love to hear it. One thing that I'm proud of this week is I leaned into my discomfort and leaned into my friends to figure out how the heck to get going on Whatnot. My first Whatnot show is next Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. It's going to be awesome. I already have 32 items preloaded into the show. We'll probably add another 10 or 15 or 20 next Tuesday when we go live thrifting at 1 p.m. Everything I pick up next Tuesday, 1 p.m. is going to go. That's a little bit of a self-promotion, but I'm proud of like leaning into that, figuring it out. I got 32 items loaded in there with pictures, ready to rock and roll. I got giveaways in there. I got coffee in there. I got t-shirts in there. Just figuring out a new platform sometimes is I don't know, it's scary. It's a nightmare. Thanks for the 5K likes over there on TikTok. I appreciate it. Good morning to my folks over on YouTube and Facebook. Thanks for joining live. I have to turn on the public thing on Facebook, which is annoying. Look at this cat video. That's Boris. That's Boris. Look at him. He is out like a light. So this account is Furball Farm Cat Sanctuary. It's one of my favorite follows on Facebook. Sorry, that was on my Facebook when I opened it up, so you have to see it. Furball Farms Cat Sanctuary. They do a lot of features on Boris, but they got a lot of cats. I didn't unalive my kids from being home on summer break. I am proud of you, kind of. Sometimes the things to be best proud of are the things that you actually didn't do, that you wanted to do. Let's go over to chat here. Whoops. Say hi if you're lurking over there on Facebook and YouTube. But yeah, I'm proud of just kind of getting all that stuff done. I still got more work to do. I still have to deliver on the first show, which I don't know. Maybe I think that'll probably be the funnest part. I think getting it all set up and ready to go is the harder part. Just learning a new system and all that. A big shout out to K-Way and Lion Creek Boutique for literally spending time with me, walking me through some challenging stuff and answering a billion questions I had. Thank you so much for the TGIFs, Ethan Blair, 5 of them, tropical flippers in the house. Thank you so much. Expect a chalkboard with daily positive quotes. Is it that I can't think of a single thing this week? Mike, I'm going to encourage you to think a little bit deeper. You can come up with one thing. Sorry if I missed some of your things. I do honestly want to hear like what's something that you're proud of from this week. It's important. There's so much negativity in the world. I know you're thinking about the things you wish you did better. You're being self-critical. It's natural. It's human nature. But take a minute. Just find one thing that you're proud of from this week. Snappy D, I blasted metal and rage cleaned my extra room. I can just picture you doing that, Snappy D. That's awesome. Next time, can you video that or live stream that? That would be awesome. You did great, and you did it your way. Thank you so much, Evelyn. Did a good deed to support their upcoming Whatnot show. Oh, yeah. I already told people about that, Trisha. Trisha is sponsoring the first giveaway that's going to kick off the Whatnot show at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. So you want to jump in right at 7:30 because we're going to kick things off with a giveaway just to start it off. And Trisha sponsored that giveaway. Somebody's going to walk away with a perfect hustle pack, which is a bag of Peak Blend coffee to get you kick-started, and then you can throw on that Thrifting is My Cardio t-shirt, and you can have that perfect hustle that day. So that's sponsored by Trisha Smith. Appreciate you so much, Trisha. Been supporting me for 3 years on this platform, and it means a lot to me. Andrew learned how to delist and sell similar in bulk on eBay. I'm proud of you. Have you ever done a Poshmark video? I have not. My husband's favorite part of the day is walking down the stairs to smell the Peak Blend. That's awesome, Cass. Thank you for sharing that. You try the one they gave you. Yeah, I'm drinking that this morning. This is not the one they gave me, not the bicicleta. I'm doing the Bolivia. This is their summer seasonal. It's a Bolivian light roast. It's delicious. When does light roast keep on freshest to the fresh? Perfect hustle pack. Yeah, man. 1 bag of coffee, 1 t-shirt. The perfect hustle pack. I did, and Trisha's giving that away. So jump into that Whatnot show right at 7:30 so you can get in on that giveaway. All you have to do is follow me and hit the giveaway button, and you could win that pure hustle pack, coffee and a t-shirt. I did get it to donate a load of furniture to a homeless family. I forget I did that Monday. Jeez, blue collar. Like you couldn't, a minute ago, you couldn't think of one thing that you're proud of for the week. And then you like bring up like a bomb like that. Like, holy crap, what a nice thing that you did. You just made those people's like week. You probably made their month. And for you, it took a minute to remember it, but that's human nature, right? We forget about all those like magical gifts that we like bring to the world around us and the people that are around us that love us so much. We forget. It's just like, oh yeah, that's just who I am. That's what I do. But man, that's worth like taking a minute to call out. That's really cool. That's really, really cool. Girlfriend's soaps and not mine. Staying with morning walks for weight loss. That's awesome, Joe. I'm proud of you for getting out there and staying consistent with those morning walks. I need to take some of your consistent morning walk vibes and apply that to my world for sure. So I'll take that as some inspiration. I gave my friend some of my homemade soaps. So Biggie's girlfriend makes soaps. They're all natural. I can't speak to the quality of them yet, but they look amazing. Biggie, if you want to share like how people can check out her soaps, I know there's a website. I just don't have it off the top of my skull. If you want to share that, self-promote for her. Biggie's sending me up some soaps. I couldn't be more excited. We got some like crazy, I'm trying to remember, like mountain flower and like all kinds of different, like, I like natural stuff like that. The music would scare you. Probably right. Be thankful. Years of planning, saving, and working, and now building a home with an in-ground pool. I love that, man. That's awesome. Yay for you. Everyone's chatty on TikTok right now. I love it. I want to hear about those things. And if you're still thinking, that's cool. You can drop it in a few minutes. I'm still going to bug you about what's that one thing that you're proud of from this week. Thanks to Thrifty Bees and Sale Shetty for going over and following me on Whatnot. Hopefully you bookmarked the show over there too. Appreciate that. Lori went over there 48 minutes ago. And NC Thrifting went over there an hour ago and gave me the follow. So appreciate that so much. I'm excited about the first show. If y'all pack the house, I'll pack the auction with a whole bunch of $1 start items, and I'll do it every week. If you pack the house, you do your part. I will definitely do my part and bring the thunder. I'm going to see how many people bookmarked. We got 108 people who have bookmarked the show. My goal was to get to 100, and I underestimated you again. So 108 of you bookmarked the show. If you already bookmarked the first show, I added the next 2 shows. I'm already committed to doing at least 3 of these. So the next 3 Tuesdays, go bookmark the other shows. I got 6 people who bookmarked the second and third show too. Bookmark them all. Let's go. Every Tuesday, we're going to dominate. We're going to pack that show with stuff. You just got to pack it with people. I was bestowed with the honor of moderator by Tropical Flipper. That's a big honor. That's a big honor. Happy Friday. Slow sales this week. Slow for me, Brianne, too. Really slow. I got 1 sale going out the door today. Technically 2, but I already packed up Shetty Tim's coffee. He ordered some coffee yesterday afternoon. I packed it up because I was live. Said this before, but I'm so grateful for finding this community. I'm grateful that you're here, Kinda Coastal. Kinda Coastal is 843. Is that the zip code? Kinda Coastal 843. Or is that the area code, I should say? Area code 843. Gotta find you. South Carolina. Generally covers communities such as Charleston, Hilton Head, Beaufort, Myrtle Beach, and Florence. Nice. I looked up the that Peter Millar, that merino wool silk blend, like 1/4 zip. I'm going to auction this off on Whatnot. I'm going to grab it for you. Picture is, did they say a picture is 1,000 words? Where is it? I know I have it over here somewhere. There you go. Here it is. So, speaking of 843, this Peter Millar, it's a merino wool silk blend. And I looked it up yesterday. It's got this little subtle logo here on the sleeve. And the logo says The Dunes, and it's got an alligator on it. Nice. Nice subtle logo. So I was like, I wonder what The Dunes is. I feel like I've heard of that course before. And it turns out it's in Myrtle Beach in the 843. And it's like every year a top 100 rated course in the US. So I learned that yesterday. That's in the 843. I don't know if that's interesting to anybody, but The Dunes is a top rated golf course in Myrtle Beach. Anyone know the best place? Someone help out K10? Anyone know the best place to buy storage containers? Do you mean like the bins? Like bins that people put stuff in? I buy mine on Amazon. I have a link in my profile to the exact clear bins I want. I always suggest clear bins because it makes it so much easier to find items. It will save you a bunch of time. Have you ever found purple label of the North Face? I'm not sure. I'm also colorblind, so maybe I didn't even notice that it was purple as opposed to something else. I live in a golf course, but not that one. Nice, really cool. Have you heard of that one, the Dunes? Yeah, for clothes. I have the exact ones that I use linked in my Amazon profile. Clear bins. Big fan of the clear bins. I know other people do it with not clear bins, and that's freaking cool too. But I'm just saying what I think the clear bins are objectively a better solution because you can see through them. And if you lose an item, it's way easier to find. I lost an item yesterday, and I can just look through the outside of my bins and find it. Ethan Blair will be there. Thanks so much, brother. Appreciate everyone who bookmarked the show and next week's show and the week after show. I'm going to check y'all's homework. When people know there's rewards and consequences, they tend to perform better. Got another bookmark on Tuesday's show, and 3 of you went in and bookmarked the next 2 weeks' show. So thank you. I know who my real people are. Appreciate that. I don't know if I can tell who it was. I'd call you out if I knew it was you. Just saved all the shows. So it was Evelyn that did it. Thank you for bookmarking all the shows. If you pack it with people, I'll pack it with stuff. I'll do giveaways. I got 3 giveaways going out the door. One of them sponsored by Trisha Smith. Someone's getting a Perfect Hustle pack. It's going to be awesome. Facebook and YouTube, y'all are not chatty this morning. Me. Yes, I've heard of it. I'm about 2 hours from MB. Moved here a month ago from West Virginia. Nice. Where in West Virginia did you come from? I like the New River Gorge, like Charleston area. I like that area. I would move there. All right, this Pima cotton double XL polo sweater with a V-neck went out the door. Older polo tag. Not vintage, but older tag. This sold on eBay for best offer of $21.05 plus $8.95 shipping. So the buyer's all in for $30. $21.05. Oh, I already made a thank you card. What am I doing? As always, if you order a bag of coffee or a Chris at Peak Thrifting is my cardio t-shirt, we'll stop what we're doing. We'll get it shipped right out. Thank you, Edward, for your order. Edward got a thank you card. Edward's paying for the rent this month, so I appreciate that. Hopefully he gets this sweater. He gets the thank you card. He smiles a little bit, and he's going to have a great time in the sweater. With the sweater, where's it going to? I wonder where he is. Let's profile him. Edward is in New Philadelphia, Ohio. New Philadelphia. I've never heard of that before. He's gonna wear his orange sweater. This is like a country club. Like he's gonna wear this to the country club. He's got an event coming up. What kind of event does he have coming up? Maybe it's like a what do you call it? Like a wedding shower kind of thing. He's gonna wear a nice button-down shirt under this, and he's gonna throw over this lightweight Pima cotton Ralph Lauren sweater, and he's going to celebrate his niece's baby shower, I think is what's going to happen. He's going to have a great time at the country club. So this is shipping at a 15-ounce rate. That's going to be $6.07. USPS first class, printing the shipping label right through eBay using their USPS discount. One Philadelphia is enough. I'm not going to judge New Philadelphia. Maybe it's a nice place. I've never been there. Pro tip. Plug in your printer and it will print way better. Like way better. It'll be a much darker label. That's the type of reseller tips that you've never gotten from Jason Hayes. He's never told you that. If you plug in your printer, it prints better, it prints darker. He's never told you that, has he? Thinking about those storage containers only issues. I don't know if I need 6 yet. Boy, those would probably be really expensive to buy one at a time, I would imagine. But price them out. See what the difference is in price between 6 and 1. So for me, 6 bins holds about between 180 and 200 items. That would be 6 bins if it's clothing items. So if you want to project, like each one typically holds about 30 to 35 items, and that's clothing items. Thank you so much, Edward. That's out the door. Let's go over the numbers of this. So, maybe project like what the next 6 months are going to look like for you and your business and see if 6 makes sense. But that gives you an idea of like what, how much they could cost if there's 6, kind of what a good quality clear bin is. And then you can go maybe find them at Costco or something else and buy them one at a time. Maybe Target. I don't know. Are we allowed to say that you're supposed to shop at Target, or is that like off limits now? I don't know. Don't know what's going to make people mad these days. All right. So that item, that Polo Ralph Lauren 2XL 100% Pima cotton sweater, I picked that up on May the 11th. It sold on July the 7th, middle of the summer, buying sweaters. Sold for $21.05 plus $8.95 shipping. So the buyer's all in for $30. I paid $5 for it, and it took 57 days to sell, which is actually below average, so faster than average. Shipping cost was $6.07 USPS first class, and my profit on that item will be $14.76 after all cost of goods, shipping, and eBay fees. $14.76. What's wrong with Target? I don't know. People are upset about Target. I don't know the whole story. And I'm not going to Google it. You can Google it, though. I started off using banker's boxes. I like it. I have 10 items each box. Super effective. I like that. Yep. Somebody just shared a really cool storage solution. I forget the boxes. Somebody remind me. Someone put a video about, I feel bad. I forget who it was now. They put up a video and there was boxes on their like living room floor. And they were like long, thin boxes. Who was that? They put up a video like last week about it. What's up, Dee Dee? Appreciate you being so kind and positive all the time. Yeah, I don't want to get into the whole conversation about it, but if you don't like Target, just shop somewhere else, I guess, but find you some clear bins. Demonic clothing for kids. Yeah, I don't even want to talk about it. People are just going to get mad. I do long boxes. Nice. What are the, can you point K10 in the direction of your long boxes, like where to find them and all that stuff? I like the long box strategy. I don't use it because all my stuff's out in the garage, so I want to have it like protected in bins and all that stuff. But I do like the long box thing. I might even do some of that actually in my closets in here, do some of those long boxes. K10, that's awesome. I'll leave it at that. Andrew, that's awesome. I'm not even gonna. I've had some rants in the past about these sorts of things, and today is not going to be a day for a rant like that, as much as you try. Celeste, how are you this morning? Appreciate you being here. It's usually 10:15, but you're here at 10:42. I feel like 10:15 is the time normally. They are in my, I'll take it any time that you want to join, but they're in my work shed. Nice. Target. Oh yeah, I'm not going to get into that. No rants today. I just appreciate y'all being there. And I want to hear, if you haven't already shared it, I want to know one thing that you're proud of from this week. It's Friday. There's been a lot of negativity in your world. I can tell. I know it. I live in the same world. The negativity is automatic. Excuse me. I want to hear about one thing that you're proud of that you've done this week. Blue Collar Mike's like, I'm not proud of anything. And then like 3 minutes later, he's like, oh, wait. I donated furniture to this family that really needed furniture and it made their month. He's like, I forgot about that. So maybe you just need to think a little bit. Like, think for a second. What's something you did that you're proud of? Got all my inventory organizing containers. That's huge. You know me, I'm a big fan of organization. When you feel overwhelmed, everything's like, you're like, where do I start? Where do I begin? I feel like messy in here. Just stop. Take some time to get organized. Get some unlisted inventory. If you have like a bunch of items in your listing space, your office, whatever it may be, get those items just out of there. Organize them, put them in a bin, get them out of sight, out of mind, and maybe put the 10 items that you're going to list today, in a pile and work on that, but get all the clutter out of there. Nice, K10. I'm super proud of you for that. That's awesome. I have some open bins and I'm glad I have the plastic envelopes because some dead bugs got in. Yeah, that's why. I mean, there's spiders and all kinds of stuff in my garage. So That's like everybody's garage, right? So that's why I have my stuff in bins with the tops that seal up pretty tight. Feels so good. Got a bunch of drafts. Nice, sparkly. I'm proud of that. That's awesome. K10, super proud of you. That's awesome. Painted my daughter's new home. Been slacking on listing, but accomplished. You painted the whole house this week. That's sick. Assuming they weren't. Yeah. Getting to 1K and getting your group of OG talkers and eBay sellers together to start a live feed. That's sick, DD. I'm excited for you. It's going to be cool. 7:42 a.m. Took lots of food to a neighbor who is going through chemotherapy to her family. What a nice thing, Angel. That's really nice. What a nice thing. That's something to be proud of for sure. Man, like things like that, boy, those go a long way for people. Hey, thanks to, well, that's interesting. Well, this is cool. Somebody just bought a thrifting is my cardio shirt on Whatnot. I haven't sold anything on Whatnot yet. I haven't even done my first show, but someone just bought a t-shirt over there. How does that work? So does that mean I have to ship it now, or not that I have to ship it now, but then does that mean I should ship it now? Is that the way it goes? How does this work? I don't know how to ship on this yet. Thanks to whoever went in and followed. We're up to 110 bookmarks up on this new show on Whatnot on Tuesday. And we got 14 people who bookmarked the second show and 13 who bookmarked the third show. Thank you so much. Who's the person who bookmarked the second show, but not the third show? They're like, you know what? I'm going to go to the first two, but the third one, I'm not going to bookmark that one. Maybe they're busy on the 25th. I respect it. So how do I ship this item now? This is the next thing. I literally have no idea what I'm doing. Someone just bought a t-shirt. If it's one of you in here, I appreciate you so much. Thanks for buying a t-shirt over on Whatnot, out of the Whatnot shop. Eric, thanks for linking those boxes. That's for you, K10. You find out how their shipping goes. Yeah, I guess. Who sells on Whatnot? Do I ship this now, or do I ship it after the next show, or how does this work? I lived in Beckley, 20 minutes to New River Gorge. Gotcha. Cool. I know right where that is. Thanks for sharing that. Have you seen the bridge jumpers? Oh, like off the bridge over the gorge? I haven't seen that before. No, I've seen it on videos before, but I'm a climber, so I'd go up there a lot to rock climb in the New River Gorge. And I got a lot of friends who are like boaters, like whitewater kayakers and rafters and whatnot. So they like going up there too. I haven't rafted the New River up there. I've been on the New River in North Carolina, but not the New River up there in the gorge. I'd like to do that. Is David here? No hurry to ship. Do not ship through the platform. Do you ship through the Whatnot platform? I think so. I'm from West Virginia. The New River Gorge is awesome. I agree. I haven't been up there in probably 6 years. Probably the last time I was up there. I visited Patriot Bay last summer. I loved it. I don't know where Patriot Bay is. We're going to find out, though. Patriot. Oh, I got to check my Vendu, make sure that last one finished. Yes, it did. What happened here? 514s. Patriot Bay. All right, Patriot Bay. Whoops. It brought up a sponsored listing for Parrot Bay. That's funny. The Pirate Bay. No, Parrot Bay. Parrot Bay. That's interesting. I got no results for. Did you say Patriot Bay? Patriot Bay last summer. I loved it. Charleston. I Googled Patriot Bay. Patriot Point, I think is the name. Gotcha. It brought up Parrot Bay rum and the Pirate Bay. I don't know what that is. Patriot Point. Yeah, I'm not getting nothing. Maybe another account just for rants. Maybe. Udon. Patriot Point, tonight. After 41 years, those are some of the only things I will miss from West Virginia. I get you. I know what you mean. Oh, you bought the Whatnot shirt. Thanks, Evelyn. That's sick. I appreciate you so much. So I'm going to figure out how to ship on Whatnot, and we're going to do that live, I guess, because I like to ship stuff fast, especially when Evelyn buys stuff. Appreciate you, Evelyn. Happy Friday, everybody. What's the plan to take over the world today? What do you got going on? All right, so Seller Academy, my live streams, my seller hubs, my shipments. All right, I see it. Now what? Print the label. I might have to change the settings. Let's just see. Packing slip, label. Uh-oh. I want a 4x6 label. I don't want that silly thing. Does anyone know, can you do 4x6 labels on Whatnot? I guess I can Google it. List. The group is so helpful. The darker side of Peak. My grandkids are on their way over, so I'm about to lose my mind. That was the first true laugh of the day, I think, full laugh. Adam, good morning. What's up, buddy? Yes, you can. I can fit 35 to 50 items in a box. Nice. Okay. Thank you for sharing those boxes with K10. Now, how do I change? I'm probably going to have to do something in my settings to change it to 4x6. Whatnot 4x6 shipping rule. Sign into your Whatnot account. Click on the profile, go to your seller hub. All of your shipments are listed on the left-hand side under shipments. You can individually live stream via the drop-down under shipment. Click on the live stream to pull it up. Okay, after you click on your live stream, all your sales will populate. Cool. Important things you should know. The bulk generate labels, flat rate shipping, bundle into one shipping by default, how to bundle unbundle orders before you generate a label. You can choose between 8.5 11 paper default or 4x6 thermal. Feel free to reach out to self-support if you need further assistance. Then open the right side. Okay. And ensure your shipping labels are correct. You can update your printer settings from within your seller hub, ! Simply open the shipments tab, then open the right side menu. You can choose between 8.5 and 4x6. Okay. Right side menu. Yeah. Update label format. I don't see that. Let me close this. Got it. Update label format. 4x6 label. Save. Sick. Okay. Label adjustment allowance. Okay. I already gave you a tracking number and everything. Okay. Print. Still looks like 8.5 by 11. Maybe I had to do that first. Well, that's a pain. So check this out. Screenshot. Talk amongst yourselves. I actually have something to ship. Thank you, Evelyn. Nice. I have a garage, but it's detached, so I'm trying to use my closet for as much as possible. Nice. Mine's detached too. I put everything out there. Maxwell, or did I miss that? Patriot Point in Fort Sumner. Fort Sumter, Battle of the Civil War. Sick. Moving and reselling business is a lot of work. I've done it twice, I know. Today is our moving day. We are moving from Michigan to Columbus. Good luck. Yeah, it's a lot of work. But hopefully if you just have everything in bins, for me, actually, that was the easiest part of my move, was the reselling part of the business. Everything's in bins. I just threw all the bins in the truck and was like, that was easy. It was carrying mattresses and furniture and, the smoker and stuff like that was actually the more pain in the butt. The bins just stack right up nice and easy. But yeah, I hear what you mean. It's just extra stuff. Wow, nice. I rent, so that's not an option. Very cool. Oh, you don't have access to the garage? List. Yes, you can. Thank you, Sarah. All right, I'm going to print this. I did a screenshot of it. I'm going to print it on the 4x6 anyway. Got a little workaround here. We got you, Evelyn. All right, more settings. This should work. Gotcha, Evelyn. 4x6. I had to do a little workaround, but we got it. My shed is only 8x12, unfortunately, but it's still nice to have sick. Do I have it numbered? It will never use the same number again. It's infinite. How do you organize your products to locate them? I have a bin number on the front of every bin. This is one I took out of my rotation. It's now my shipping bin. It doesn't have a number on it. Here's another one I took out of the rotation. It doesn't have a number on it either. You'll have to trust me right now. I put a number on the bins. These bins, these Sterilites, they have like a little label on it already. So I just write a bin number right on there. And then I put that in the custom SKU field on eBay and on Vendoo and on Poshmark. Actually, I put it in eBay and it imports automatically into Vendoo. And then Vendoo puts it over to Poshmark. The other platforms don't have a custom SKU field. It's dumb. Does anyone know what the real old deal logo from a Peter Millar shirt is from? Real old deal. I don't know what you're talking about, Coco. I'm sorry. Never. Is that what it says on the tag? Is that what you're asking? Yay. Well, okay. I trust. Poshmark does, but it's hidden. Yeah, Poshmark has it. It's not hidden. I see it. So Evelyn, thank you for your order. What size was it, Evelyn? I suppose I should just look in here. It'll tell me. Got it. Not the right size, Evelyn? All right. Yep, got it. Cool. Thank you, Evelyn, for this. Is actually I'm thanking you for a lesson right here. I'm working through my very first whatnot shipping, and we got the 4x6 label hopefully figured out for the next time. I think it printed 8.5 by 11 that time because I hadn't changed the settings yet. But now, assumably, the next order, it should print out 4x6. We'll get you shipped out. Well, this is fun. My first whatnot order. Thank you so much. Lifting is my cardio. You're going to get your steps in, Evelyn. What is today? Friday. And we're going to Texas. You're going to be getting your steps in Monday or Tuesday. Monday or Tuesday. You'll have your shirt. It's an athletic fit shirt, so it's a little bit kind of fitted here in the sleeves. It's not the same as this one. This one's a little bit looser in the sleeves and a little bit looser in the shoulders. The thrifting is my cardio, a little bit more snug through here, fitting, so it shows off your triceps and biceps, so you can look really big and strong. A little bit athletic fit. It's on a next level tag, and I do have my at chris@peak.com. One of the photos actually has the size chart with the actual measurements, if you're wondering how it measures up. Thanks, Evelyn. Got you out the door. Appreciate you so much. My first whatnot order. How appropriate that it's Evelyn. How appropriate. I can't find anything about it. Yeah, maybe, what is it? So it says on the tag, real old deal on the tag. This tag, is that what you're saying? Or does it say it on the emblem? You gotta let us know. Yes, I don't like floppy sleeves. I like a nice athletic fit myself. I'm a 6'190". I wear the large in the thrifting is my cardio, but there is a size chart. I got an offer on Mercari, I think. Awesome. Check out that offer. I bet you wish you had that offer. $49 New Tags Vineyard Vine shirt, a text offer. I love the text offers. They don't want to send the offer through the app like a normal human being. They send a text. Send a text. Let's see if this is like, she's got 17 reviews. Let's see if she's just a buyer. The buyer canceled. Seller. Buyer. She's canceled 2 orders. So she's got 19 total purchases, and 2 of them she canceled after her purchase. It's not a really great track record. But she's got a bunch of 5-star reviews as a seller. So she knows how to buy on here. She knows the deal. She's not a new user. She's bought 19 items, but she's still got to send a text offer through here instead of just hitting the send offer button. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to be an adult, and I'm not going to respond with a text message. I'm going to hit that button up on the top right there. Send offer, like an adult that knows how to use this. Send offer. And I'm going to send an offer of $45. The offer needs to be 4 to 44. Offers are binding and available for 24 hours. They must be 10% lower than the listing's lowest previous price. $44. You've offered Christina $44. They'll come back with 16, maybe so. Who knows? Maybe I'll land. I mean, she has bought stuff on here before, so you never know. They'll come back with 16. Blah, blah, blah. I have a lacrosse Andy Roddick 4XL posted, and someone offered $20. Dang. Especially from other sellers. I don't get mad about low bars. I just like to laugh about it. I'm making crispy cold brew. I'll let you know how it turns out. I can't wait to hear about that. That sounds delicious. Especially from other sellers. They're not another seller. It's just another buyer. Love it when people lowball. I'm not insulted by lowballs. It's good for the algorithm. It shows the Mercari that my item's in demand and feeds the beast and allows me to send like a real counteroffer to the person that I'm comfortable with. I'm comfortable selling that item at 44. So now she's got that price. I only get mad at and I just don't get mad, period. I can't remember the last time I got mad about an offer. So that's a $49 offer. Or $49 item. I got a $15 offer. What is that for a percentage off? It's a lot. And I ain't mad. So 15 divided by 49. So they asked for 69.4% off on that item. And I'm not even the slightest bit mad. Yeah, you saw my reaction. I just laughed. I'm like you. Kind of coastal, just hanging out in the 843, just laughing. All right. So I printed out this label, and I guess that's all I got to do. So I have to hit the drop off button. Drop off. Shipment has been marked as shipped. Okay, cool. You should have got a shipping confirmation, Evelyn. I hit the drop off button. Dang, I'm bad at maths. Hi, Chris. Angela Michelle's in the house. What's up? All right, that's it. Let's put up this bin. I'm going to log off here in a minute. I might go thrifting today. I don't know. I really feel like being in this office today. At what point as a reseller did you purchase a label printer? Let's see. I bought it in probably I was still in Denver, so somewhere around like let me try to remember this. Somewhere about a year in, because what I used to do is I used to print my labels at my office, which was fine. They were totally cool with it. I worked at a co-working space, and by working in that co-working space, I was actually a full-fledged member too because of that. So I had access to printing and free coffee and all that stuff. So I printed my shipping labels over there, but it was kind of a pain in the butt. So then I decided to like just do it from home and save myself some time because I was full-time with my job, part-time with reselling, and just like super busy with everything. So I was like, anything that can save me some seconds, I'm going to do right now. And anything that can save me some pennies. In that case, it wasn't going to save me pennies because I was printing them next door. But if I was going to buy a inkjet printer and spend the money on an inkjet, I'm like, well, shoot, I might as well just get a thermal printer because I don't have to buy ink for the thermal printer. So I don't know if there's like a right time to get a thermal label printer. to me, if you're serious about this business and you're like, look, this is either going to be a hobby business for a long time or a part-time business for a long time, or I have long-term aspirations. If you're going to be doing this for a little bit, I think it's time to get a thermal printer, because every time you print out a label from a thermal printer, you're saving from what you would have used if you what you would have spent if you used ink, right? Like every label, you're saving. So if you have a hunch that this is a long-term thing, just buy that, because you save with every single label that you print out from it. And by the way, if you do want to decide not to do this business anymore, which is my thought at the beginning, I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to do this forever. I'm like, well, I just looked up the resale value of the thermal printers and realized, hey, people buy these used all the time. So I can just sell it used and make a lot of my money back. That was my thought process there. And I did all the math. I literally costed out exactly how much it was costing me to print out a label at home with an inkjet printer and paper and tape. I factored that into like, what's it going to cost me per label to print out a label here? The answer is 2.5 cents. So 2.5 cents. And then I think my labels, when I was printing them out on paper using ink and then using tape to cover them up so that the label didn't get messed up by water, I think it was costing me like, I want to say like 9 cents a label or 10 cents a label. So like every label I was printing on the thermal label printer was saving me, I don't know, 7 cents, 6 cents, something like that. And that adds up, right? It's also time too. I hated like cutting out the labels and then taping when I can just go. Sound effects help. Hey, Aaron, thanks for the info. I'm thinking about just making things easier. Yeah, anything that can save you time, especially for part-timers, right? Because you have all kinds of other things going on that you're trying to juggle. So to me, I think saving time is even more important because you have less of it when you're a part-timer. Great job. You've gone live for 90 minutes. Don't forget to take a break. Thank you, TikTok. Jessica, what's up? How are you? Jessica's over on Facebook. Good morning to you. Hope you're well. Thanks for popping in here. What's your plan to take over the world today? One of my first purchases was roller printer. The savings were obvious. Yeah. If you do the math, just figure out like how much ink you're using, roughly guess that, figure out how much your tape costs, and then figure out how much you usually use to cover up a shipping label. Look at your cost per 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. That's an easy one to cost out. Add it all up, and then take a look at the IDPRT printer that I have linked up in my profile. And you'll see that that's probably on sale for like $90 or $100 right now. And then you can buy shipping labels. I have those linked up there too. These things cost about 2.5 cents a piece if you buy the ones that I have linked up in my profile. They're generic ones. I think the name is Bobo or something. You don't have to buy the expensive ones from IDPRT. If you buy one of those other brands, a couple of those other brands require you to use their labels. Oh, I thought I had the box for the shipping labels, but here's how I buy them. It's just a block of 500 of them. And they end up costing about 2.5 cents a label. Time is money, and money is money. And this will help you save on both. Yeah, it's a good printer. What is it? That other brand is a good printer. Who was that? Nick Smith? It's just really expensive. Oh, it was Adam. Yeah, it's a good printer. It's just really expensive. It's almost twice the price of the IDPRT. Just thermal labels on Amazon. Lightning deal for $9 for 500 labels. Thanks for sharing that with me, Sales Shed. Appreciate that so much for giving me that tip. Yes, Dwight. I don't do much shipping with UPS, so I don't use the UPS free labels. Thanks for the info. I'm thinking about maybe just easier all the way around. Yeah. Jessica, what, after the peak coffee kicks in, I want to hear that plan to take over the world. Lots to do today. Need fuel first. I respect it. Get some coffee in you. Get you some peak blend in you. Read for sure. Not an issue. And Christmas gift from wife came through. Yeah. I mean, hey, it's a good purchase. It's a good label. It's a gift. It's awesome. It's a good printer. Don't have to labels into silly software. Someone said the other brands. Yeah, it's just too much. Yeah, there's a $20 coupon right now, according to Kim V. So you end up getting the IDPRT printer with free Amazon Prime shipping for $79.99. I have a link in my profile to the exact printer that I use every single day. I've used it for I got it in June of 2021, this particular one. I've had the other brand, by the way, that other people are talking about in the chat. I have it. It's up in my closet right now. $79.99 is stupid cheap for a thermal label printer. That's about how much it will cost you to buy an inkjet printer, and then you have to pay for all the ink on top of that. You'll be buying like $25 or $50 worth of ink every single month. It's ridiculous. I used to do sponsorship stuff with IDPRT. I haven't in probably a year, but I have no financial obligation to tell you that the IDPRT is the right thing. Because it's just the one that I use every day, and it's sick. I've used it for 2 years. It's a freaking workhorse. Put thousands and thousands of labels through that printer. It's never had a problem. It took me 10 minutes to set it up. Since you're not allowed to say the other one, I just don't like talking about it. It's just too much money. And the new ones, I heard that I don't know if this is 100% true because I don't have a new one, but I've heard that the new ones, you have to use their overpriced labels, which to me is not a customer-centric decision and shows me that they're not a customer-centric business. It means that they're a shareholder-centric business. They're not concerned with their other stakeholders, like their customers. The only reason to do that is to make money. There's no benefit to the customer by doing that. There's a few other brands that have made it so you have to use their labels, and that's bad. And I won't mention those other brands' names because I don't like talking ill about other brands. I just like talking highly about the brands that I use, and I use IDPRT. Sarah loves hers too. It's just as good as the other brands. It's like half the price, and you can use whatever labels you want. They don't care. Thank you for following me over on Whatnot Big Thrifting. Appreciate that. Hopefully you took some time to bookmark the first show, which is Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time, and the next two shows, which will be at the same time, every Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. It'll be fun. The newer ones, I don't know if you got a new one or not, Adam, but I've heard the newer ones, they're doing that. Nice. Nice, Harbor. Darla, good morning from Texas. What's up? How are you? Hey, Ben, how are you? Good morning. Happy Friday to you. What's the plan to take over the world today? The answer could be like, look, I don't really want to take over the world today. It's Friday. I don't want to do crap. I hear that too. If I get a nice setup and switch to desktop printing, I'll do this one in a heartbeat. There you go. There you go. Enough talk about printers. I think the first thing that people should invest in, the printer saves you money and it saves you time. Those are important things. It won't make you money though, right? It doesn't improve your operation in terms of like there's nothing better about your product. You're not going to get more sales because of the printer, but it will get you back time and it will save you money because you're not buying ink. So those things are important. But to me, even more important than that is lights like this. The easiest way to upgrade your photos and upgrade your sales is to have better lighting. You have better lighting like this, and this is about $100 investment for lights like this. These ones are Newers. That's the ones I use. There's other ones out there. I've used these for 2.5 years now. Newers. The only thing I wish I did differently was buy softbox lights sooner, because some of my old photos are just brutal when I look back on them. Better lighting is the easiest way to upgrade your photo game. And that's what I like about these too, is you buy them once too. Like buy them once and that's it. You don't have to buy anything else. They're LED bulbs. They don't take up a lot of energy. And immediately your photos are going to look better. And we're in a really, really competitive marketplace right now with reselling. It's not like what it was when I started in 2018, although it was still competitive then. It's just way more competitive now. There's more of y'all out there doing this. And there's so many of you out there that are running a really, really good game. People are taking good photos. They're using things like Photo Room. They've like really upgraded a lot of the, people are just doing it right. It used to be people would throw clothing on a wall, take a rough picture with bad shadows. You could barely see the colors on the shirt, and that's okay because everyone else was doing it. So you could have crappy photos and still be better than the competition. Now, if you have crappy photos, there's 100 other sellers who have the same item as you do, and their photos are better than yours. Like people have elevated their freaking reselling games. People are doing it really, really, really good now. Like y'all are crushing it. So if you're going to beat Adam at his game, right? If you're going to beat Andrew at his game, it's going to be hard because these people are at a high level now. These aren't like, these aren't Joe Schmoes. These people are paying attention. They're coming into this community. They're taking advice. They're sharing advice. They're upgrading their game all the time because they know it's a competitive marketplace. So I always ask people tell me like, hey, I have items like you do and they don't sell. And I asked, one of the first questions I ask is, are your photos better than your competition? Period. Because if other people have better photos than you, it just gives them confidence to buy items because they're like, oh, this is a nice professional photo. So I'm imagining that this person's going to ship quickly. I imagine that they describe the item really well. It's not going to show up stained. It creates trust. Thank you, Ethan, for the heart. Me, I appreciate it. Hope you're having a good Friday, brother. What's the plan to take over the world? It creates trust by having a good professional photo with good lighting. Also, it allows the person to see the true color of whatever item you're taking a picture of. In this case, we talk a lot about clothing, but it works for other items as well. If they can see the true color, they can make a better purchasing decision. But if they can scroll up or down, like just with their eyes and look up and down and see other listings for the same shirt and the photos are better, you're going to lose, even if you have a lower price in a lot of cases. You're going to lose to those other sellers because there's higher trust. They might not even click on your listing. They may not even ever read about the great story in your item description about your reselling business and how fast you ship. They won't even know if they look at your picture and they click on the seller's item above yours. Do you see what I mean? The good photos is going to get you more clicks, and more clicks will get you more sales. There's too many people out there. Just go look for an item right now and search for it. My IDPRT is not wireless. They do offer a Bluetooth one. It's only good for Windows computers. If you get the IDPRT Bluetooth, only good for Windows computers. I think it's like $120 for Bluetooth though. I don't have that printer, but if I had Windows, which I wouldn't have, I would get the Bluetooth one. Why not? It's only a few extra bucks. But mine's wired. I print off here. I use a desktop for all my operation anyway. It's so hard to photograph black. Agreed. K10. Dark colors for me are more difficult. I always went the one that looks the best. It's just natural. It's the first thing you see is the photos. You can see a photo before you can read text and consume text, right? The photo is, the human brain recognizes color first before it can read text. Hate to support a Mac hating brand. Yeah, I'm imagining they just haven't developed it yet. I imagine they just wanted to get one quick to market, right? So that's the way things work. Get quick to market, get market share, get more money, then develop the next thing. You're gonna do a live show. K10 black. I want to get the one that looks good. It's IDPRT wires. It's so hard to photograph black. Who's high level? You're high level. I'm just a dude. Ethan's next level. You can't all hustle like us. I use Photoshop Express to edit, but it takes time. Yeah, check out Photo Room, by the way. I've never used Photoshop Express, but Photo Room with a bulk edit, like background mover tool, probably save you a lot of time. I think most of them will fade away. Ring lights work well too. I need those. I have those. I'll check it out. Thermal printer from Amazon. Rainy day, got to tackle the money pile. Nice, Darla. I'm going to check out the mobile printing specs on this one. Chris, nice, Andrew. What's IDPRT? It's a printer. It's the one that I've used for the last 2 years. IDPRT. There's a link in the profile, brother. I use the editing tool in eBay to darken my black items. Nice. Never tried doing that before. Thoughts on using the marketing photos as the thumbnail versus your photo? Thoughts on using them, like the company's photos, like a Macy's photo or something like that. I don't do that. Technically, you're not supposed to do that because you don't have the rights to use those photos. But there are people that do it, and I have done it in the past. But I think I'm not going to, there's a lot of people who are successful either way, but technically you're not supposed to use somebody else's photos. You don't have rights to them. Technically, but you can do it either way. There's people who are successful with both. I'll tell you that I take my own photos. Has anyone gotten in trouble? I don't know. Windows 7 in New. Okay. Funny girlfriend just asked me to order more coffee. Nice. You're right on it, brother. Coffee's on the way. It's already sitting outside waiting for my postal worker. I did schedule a pickup today. I got to go put out the flag. How did you spell the lights you just mentioned? My lights are dim. Neewer. Easier way to do it, Ben, is just go right into my profile. And you go into the Amazon reseller shopping list that I have in there. All the items that I use, shipping materials, this desk, the laptop stand, monitors, Everything is linked in there, including the exact lights that I use right there, and they're free shipping from Amazon. I don't know what the pricing is right now on them, but the exact ones I use are linked there. My Amazon reselling shopping list. How did you start selling coffee? I reached out to my favorite roaster, Dynamite in Black Mountain, North Carolina here. It's Kim and I's favorite coffee. I reached out to him and I asked them if they were interested in doing some kind of brand deal or something. And they said, no, we don't do brand deals, but we do private label coffee. They're like, so if you ever want to talk about that, let us know when you're ready and we can have that conversation. And I was like, well, I have no idea what it would take, Patrick, in order to, his name is Patrick at Dynamite. He's the co-owner, turns out. I said, I have no idea what it would take to be ready to do private label coffee. Like, so could we just have that phone call? You can tell me what it all entails, and then we can decide if I'm ready or like what it would take me to be ready. I had no illusions that I would be ready to do private label coffee. And I talked through it with Patrick. It was really easy to talk to. The guy was awesome, and he's been great to work with. And it turns out it was really easy to get going. So yeah, he's like, yeah, we can put your favorite coffee, and we could put that with your label on it, and we can drop it off to you every Thursday. We'll roast it every Thursday, drop it off at your front door every Thursday, because that's when they deliver to South Asheville to me. Yeah, we'll roast it Thursday, deliver to you on Thursday. And yeah, here's the prices. Here's what the startup cost. And let me know when you're ready. And I said, I'm ready. Let's go. Let's make this happen. This is crazy. They've been so awesome to work with. I love the folks over at Dynamite. No short-term plans for K-Cups. But what a lot of people do that use a Keurig is they buy the ground coffee, the medium drip grind. They buy this and they put it in those reusable K-Cups that you can buy from Amazon. So you can take fresh coffee that was roasted Thursday, put that coffee into your little reusable K-Cup and get better, fresher coffee that way, rather than buying those little K-Cups, creating all that plastic waste. It's going to go float out in the Atlantic Ocean somewhere on that big island. Instead, buy a bag and save yourself. This will give you, I don't know how many bags of coffee or cups of coffee this will give you, and saves all that plastic. So I have no short-term plans to do reusable K-Cups for those reasons. If you use the plastic ones, I'm not judging you. I'm just saying that I'm not going to contribute to it. Thank you for putting my website link up there. It's chris@peak.com if anyone can't find it, or you can just click on my name or click on the link down below. I slept until 11. Nice, Ben. I'm proud of you. The take over the world types wake up at 4:30 a.m. You're more my speed, Ben. I like it. That's funny. Let me know if you found the lights link. It's at chris@peak.com, or you can click on my name down below. Really good coffee I make cold brew by the quart. Nice, Biggie. Appreciate you saying that. Don't judge me now. I'm not judging you. Everybody can do what they want. But if you think about it, right? If you just think about this a little bit, like, wait a minute, I can buy a reusable K-Cup. So then I don't have to throw away, like, I drink 2 cups of coffee a day, 7 days a week. So that would be 14 plastic little cups that are going to go float on an island in the Atlantic Ocean. I can do that. Or this one bag of coffee is enough for Kim and I to drink 20. We do 28 cups out of this bag, roughly, because one bag lasts us a week for the two of us, and we both have 2 cups of coffee a day. So that's 28. So I can either do 28 little plastic cups floating around in the Atlantic Ocean, or I can buy this paper bag right here and save all those 28 cups. And I can get the coffee fresher. Yeah, to me, I think if you think some things through, I think it's like sort of hard. You know what I mean? If you think it through, you're like, oh, I never really thought about that way. 28 cups of plastic, or this like little paper bag that you can go, yeah. No, you're right. It's a lot of trash. And again, I'm not shaming anybody, but I'm just encouraging people to, like, maybe think about it. Instead of talking me into K-Cups, I'm going to talk you into thinking about, wait a minute, I can just buy, and it will be cheaper, by the way. You'll save money by buying a bag of coffee rather than buying 28 of those individual K-Cups. If you bought premium coffee in 28 individual K-Cups, it's going to cost a lot more, because it costs more for that place to then put them in the K-Cups. It increases their costs, right? So they're going to pass that cost along to you. And I'm not shaming anybody. I'm not judging anybody. I'm just encouraging people to think about it. You told me to think about K-Cups, and I told you to, well, think about what's the better alternative? 28 cups of coffee in this, or 28 little K-Cup things floating around in the Atlantic Ocean on some island? Not to mention it'll cost you more money. Turned it around on me, didn't you? Well, whatever. I'm bougie. I drink an espresso. The espressos are nice. Those machines are cool. I like those. But I don't think that makes you more bougie. I think I'm more bougie than you because I get fresher coffee that's not in those little like plastic little cup things that was roasted 90 days ago. I get coffee that was roasted Thursday, and I put it in the French press or I put it in my stovetop espresso percolator machine. I'm more bougie than you. Turn it around on me. But I do like those little Nespresso things. Just don't like the little plastic pod thingy jobs. My buddy Zach has one of those Nespressos down in Miami. Makes a nice cup of coffee. Do I need a spin? And I think those little pods are expensive too, right? Do I need a spindle? I don't know what that is. I don't know what you're asking, Andrew. Yeah, French press, definitely a game changer. Yeah, different coffee drinking experience, 100%. You're going to get a way different mouthfeel from doing it out of a French press. By the way, you can buy a French press for like $15, and they're really easy to brew in. We'll do a live sometime soon. I'll walk you through the steps of using a French press, but they're really cheap, like $15. The one I have is $50. It's just insulated. It's just a nicer one, but you don't need that. You can just get you a little cheap one, Amazon.com or something. Like the roll that holds your labels. These are my labels. Some people buy those, the ones that go on the roll. That's cool. You can use those with the IDPRT printer too. And you can buy one of those little spindle things that you can hang on, and that's cool too. The other thing you can do, Andrew, some people do is instead of buying that little spindle container thing, if you want to do the rolls, some people will buy a toilet paper dispenser thing, right? One of those things. And you can stick it to the wall. They make sticky ones on Amazon. Go to Amazon, make a sticky one, stick it to your wall, and put the roll on that. And that can like roll off, kind of slick. I've seen that. Got a brand new one for $2 at a yard sale. Oh, a French press, I think you're talking about. Sick. I have my old printer in a shelf, but fan fold labels label under shelf, so it just feeds up. Yeah, that's what mine does. That's what mine does. It just sits on this little shelf down here. I never show it because it's down here, but that's the IDPRT right there. And a stack of labels. Ooh, I'm low on labels. Let me see. I'm really low on labels. So that's back there. That's my scale. That's my inkjet that I use for like contracts and stuff like that. I try not to use that for printing labels at all. Scale. IDPRT doesn't take up much room. I do like the idea of putting like the little toilet paper roll on the wall, but what exactly special about French press? I probably wouldn't notice a difference since I use sugar and cream. Yeah, Adam, you probably would notice a difference. I know what you mean though. Like you're like, hey, I fill it up with sugar and cream. The difference with a French press is you're going to get a much different mouth feel, because what you're going to get is you're going to get a lot of the oils from the coffee is actually going to come down into the coffee or up into the coffee. So it's going to be, yeah, you're going to get more fine particles, if that makes sense. So it's going to coat your mouth a little bit more. It's going to taste like, the taste will be more vibrant, but it will also just be like, it's a totally different mouthfeel. I don't know how to describe it any better, but even if you add sugar and cream, the French press coffee will taste better. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. I drink my iced coffee. I make it in the French press, and then I add oat milk to it. I drink black coffee hot, oat milk iced, and you can tell the difference from the French press for sure. It's just a much different extraction. The coffee beans are in contact with the water for anywhere between 4 and 8 minutes, depending on how long you leave it in the French press. Typically recommend between 4 and 8. And so that's much longer than like if you're using like a drip coffee maker where the water just drips right through, and then the water is in contact with the coffee for like just a few seconds. So right, the whole brewing process is very different. It's actually sitting in the hot water for a little while. So it's going to create a much different, like it's going to be a thicker cup of coffee with more mouthfeel. You will 100%, I don't care how much cream or how much sugar you put in, you're going to notice a difference because it's going to have a different viscosity. I went from K-cup to French press and won't go back. And again, there's nothing wrong with drip coffee. I have some friends who are big coffee aficionados and they drink drip coffee. My friend Emil drinks a double shot of espresso of and he uses actually the Dynamite dark roast. Does a double shot of espresso to start the day. His wife does the same thing, and then he makes like a big 12-quart pot of coffee through drip coffee machine, and he uses the dark roast from Dynamite for that too. He buys the whole bean to make it as espresso because he grinds the whole bean fresh to make that really good espresso, and then he buys the drip ground from Dynamite of the dark roast, and he uses that for his filter cup coffee because he's like, dude, I can't make. He's like, I drink so much coffee. He's like, I drink like 8 cups a day. So he's like, I can't just grind all that coffee, and I can't just make like espressos all day. He's like, it just takes too much time. So I just fill up a big, his wife goes to work, fills up a big like travel mug with the drip coffee, and he pours himself like 6 more cups as the day goes on and sits there and works from home and crushes it. So there's nothing wrong. You can be a total coffee geek like Emil. He is a total coffee nerd and drinks way too much coffee and knows good coffee. He drinks Dynamite. But he still drinks the drip coffee. But he would also, if given the choice, I think he would run like 4 French press pots through instead of doing the drip coffee. But just, from a time point of view, for someone who drinks that much coffee, it doesn't make a lot of sense. Yeah, Emil's kidneys. Dude crushes some coffee. The guys over at Dynamite, those are the biggest. Andy's probably the biggest coffee nerd I've ever met in my entire life by a long shot. He's the co-founder and co-owner of Dynamite. He's been in the coffee business for 15 years, and they'll make a drip coffee in the morning because it's just like, it's practical, like get it started, whatever. But they'll also play with their coffee, and they'll make French press pots. They'll do Chemexes during the day, and they geek out about their coffee. They'll do cowboy coffee and all that stuff, and they'll try it a whole bunch of different ways. That's what they do. They're in the coffee business. But to kick things off, it's like, let's just get 12 cups brewed so the gang could drink some coffee, and they'd put it through the drip coffee maker. So I'm not hating on a drip coffee maker. I ain't hating on a Keurig. I think they have utility, but nobody would argue that a drip coffee maker makes better coffee than a French press, or than like a stovetop espresso percolator or a Chemex. Recommend specific one, or have to use certain coffee grind. If you're going to use a French press, you want a coarse grind coffee. And I sell the French press grind. You'll see it on here. So it says ground up in the top right corner. There it is. Ground, but it says FP on it. So that's a French press one. So this is a coarse grind. Whereas the other grind, it doesn't say FP on it. This is a medium grind, so it doesn't say FP. That's just a medium grind. That would be good for a K-cup, and that would also be good for a drip coffee maker. Anytime you're using a filter, medium is pretty typical. Also, espresso grind. I do recommend, though, espresso grind, the best way to do that is to grind it yourself. Grind it fresh yourself for espresso. That's my recommendation. But some people like the ease of use of buying the espresso already ground. I used to weigh my coffee with a 17-to-1 ratio, which is pretty typical. 15-to-1 to 17-to-1. 16-to-1 is probably the most common. And I use a drip grind for pour over just for time's sake. Love it. Yep. Cool. That's pretty typical, somewhere around 15, 16, or 17-to-1 coffee to water ratio. I don't measure. We do measure, but it's a rough measurement. I'm not like weighing it, but that's what coffee nerds really do. They'll weigh it and get the ratio right on. I use 3/4 cup of beans, whole bean. I pour it into my my grinder every morning, and that makes a whole French press pot. And I fill the French press up to the line. I don't know what that works out to be a ratio, but that's what works for us. But I do appreciate your measure out game. That's slick, high level coffee geek stuff. Thank you for the follow on Whatnot A-Dash. Appreciate that. And Big Thrifting, thanks for the follow over there. Hopefully you bookmarked the first show, the second show, and the third show. It's going to be every Tuesday. If we pack the place, we pack the show. If you pack the show, I'll pack the show with clothes. If you pack it with people, it's going to be fun. Dollar starts for everything. You measure coffee with your heart. That's right. I actually just asked Kim, I'm like, how much do we usually put in here? And she told me, and that's what I do. So if that's hard, that's hard. All right, I'm out of coffee. I've had plenty of coffee. You know what's interesting? So that light roast this morning, I told you earlier on, I'm like, hey, light roasts, tend to have more caffeine in them because the roasting process will, eviscerate some of the caffeine in that roasting process. So a darker roast is roasted longer. A lighter roast is roasted not as long. That's how it works. So there's more caffeine in a lighter roast. I had the same amount of coffee, same measured amount, 3/4 of a cup of beans, but I had this light roast today, which is the Summer Bolivian from Dynamite, and 2 cups of coffee in the same exact cup. So I had the exact amount of ounces of the same amount of coffee, brewed the same way in the French press. And this is peppier. Like I have a higher caffeine, like I have like a caffeine buzz. Like I feel like I had a third cup of coffee, which I never do. So I feel like a little bit buzzier. And that shows you right there the difference between a light roast and what typically I sell is this medium roast. So a lot of people don't think that. They think dark roasts have more caffeine. It's not true. The opposite is true. A light roast actually results in more caffeine in your cup. Thank you, Adam, for bookmarking. Appreciate that. Appreciate that so much. But yeah, I'm a little buzzier right now. A little buzzier. All right, y'all, I'm going to sign off. Appreciate it hanging out with you today. Happy Friday. I'm going to be live again on Monday morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. Thanks, Evelyn, for the first order over on Whatnot. Evelyn got herself a Thrifting is My Cardio t-shirt. Thank you. Now I learned how to ship on Whatnot. Thank you. Appreciate that. So it was a good lesson. Now I feel more comfortable. I'm definitely going to be shipping like over 40 orders Wednesday because I already have 32 items loaded up into the first Whatnot show, and everything I find on the live thrift Tuesday at 1 p.m. is going up that night on Whatnot. So it could be 40 something items, it could be 50 something items. I found 20 items this past Tuesday, so hopefully you find another 20. So, and everything's starting at $1. So the only way that every item won't sell is if somebody doesn't bid $1. So if somebody bids $1, that item is gonna sell. So I'm probably going to be shipping 40 or 50 items Wednesday. I feel a little bit more comfortable about that, knowing that this works. So thanks, Evelyn. The first order went through. I feel really good about it. I also feel good that you're going to get your Thrifting is My Cardio t-shirt and you're going to get your steps in maybe Monday or Tuesday when that shows up. Thank you, Kinda Coastal, for the bookmark. Appreciate it. College Reseller, thank you for the roses. If you're not following the College Reseller, he's back. He's OG TikTok. He's OG Instagram. He's back on the TikToks. He's back on the Instagram. He's putting out videos. He's doing lives. Big time shoe reseller. It's really fun watching his journey. He's a really good cat. His name's Ethan. Follow the College Reseller. He went away from the video game, but he's back. He knows what he's doing. He's a great teacher. He's a good guy. I trust him sometimes. I made 3 videos for this weekend. Yes, let's go. What are you waiting for? Let's get those videos out. Drop them all right now. Drop them videos out. Appreciate everybody hanging out. Thanks for your support as always. You make my mornings a lot more fun. And boy, I do have a good little coffee buzz right now from that spring Bolivian light roast. Thanks everybody. Coffee drop was yesterday, by the way. You already know this, but fresh coffee just came in yesterday. We have all grinds in stock. Espresso grind, we have the medium drip grind, we have the French press grind, and we have whole bean as always too. Peace, everyone. Have a great weekend. We'll see you Monday morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern time on the Tiki Talks. We'll turn on YouTube and Facebook at 10 o'clock. Appreciate wherever you're watching. Enjoy the weekend. It's sunny out.